Listen carefully, because this is not just another video you casually clicked on. This is a moment, a very precise moment that was timed long before you ever pressed play. And if you feel even the slightest tension in your chest right now, that subtle pull, that strange curiosity you couldn't ignore, then understand this clearly. You were not scrolling. You were being guided. Something in the architecture of this moment called to you across timelines, across frequencies, across the invisible threads that bind the chosen to their moment of recognition. And this, right here, right now, is yours. There are those who will pass this by. They will scroll. They will dismiss. They will return to the static hum of ordinary life and never know how close they were. But you didn't. You are still here. And that is not coincidence. That is not algorithm. That is something older, something embedded in the sovereign code you were born carrying. A signal, dormant until now, until this exact intersection of frequency and awareness that is beginning, right now, as you listen, to activate. Stay with me, because what you are about to understand cannot be unlearned. And the moment it lands inside you, something shifts. Not metaphorically, not abstractly. Something in the cellular architecture of who you are begins to realign with what you were always meant to become. You will feel it. Some of you are already feeling it. A faint pressure in the chest, a quiet vibration at the base of your throat, the sense that something you have been waiting for your entire life has just entered the room. Stay with this. Before we go any further, do this with intention. Tap like, because you are anchoring this moment into your timeline. Subscribe, because this is not the last time you'll feel this shift. And in the comments, write this now. I am one of the 144K to seal your place in the code. Not later, now. Because the moment you write it, you are no longer observing. You are participating. And participation is where transformation begins. That phrase is not a trend, it is a declaration. A signal transmitted through language into the quantum field. A ripple that confirms your coordinates in the frequency map of those who carry the code. Write it now, and then come back, because what follows is for you specifically, and I will not repeat it. Now, let's begin. You have spent a significant portion of your life feeling slightly out of place. Not in a broken way, not in a way you could ever fully explain to someone else, but in the quiet of your own awareness, in those moments between sleep and waking when the noise finally stops. You have always sensed it. A difference, a frequency gap between the life you are living and the life that feels like it belongs to you. You've tried to name it. You have chased it through goals, through relationships, through reinvention after reinvention, and still, something remained just beyond reach. Something that felt like it was yours, but refused to arrive. And here's what most people never realize. That feeling was never a sign that something was wrong with you. That ache, that persistent quiet longing, that sense of almost, it was the signal. It was the sovereign code embedded in your biology announcing itself to your conscious mind, knocking from the inside, asking to be let through. Most people interpret that signal as failure, as lack, as evidence that they are somehow not enough. And so they silence it, they medicate it, they distract it into oblivion. But you never quite could you? Because you were not built for that kind of silence. You've been told that the life you want is somewhere out in the future, waiting to be earned, waiting to be deserved, waiting on the other side of enough effort and enough time and enough proof that you are ready. You've been told that who you are today is the result of what happened to you, that your history is your architecture, that your past is your ceiling. You've been told to work harder, want differently, lower your expectations, be realistic. And part of you, a tired part, almost believed it. This is not motivation. This is activation, because here is what is actually true, the truth most people aren't ready to hear. You were never building towards something. You were always recovering something. The version of you that moves through the world with ease, with certainty, with a quiet authority that doesn't need permission. That version is not a future construction. It is an original design. It existed before the world began overlaying its noise onto your frequency, before the years of conditioning narrowed what you believed was possible. Before survival mode became your default operating system and you forgot that you were built for something else entirely. The first reframe begins here, and it is this. You are not broken and trying to fix yourself. You are complete and trying to remember yourself. Those are not the same path. They do not lead to the same place. One begins from lack, the other begins from recognition. And recognition True recognition of your own sovereign code is what is beginning right now, in this moment, in the particular quality of silence that has settled around you as you listen. Stay with me. Now I need to tell you about the 144,000, because most people who encounter this concept approach it through the lens of religion, through prophecy, through the language of the old world. But this is not that. This is something older and more precise than any text that attempted to describe it. The 144,000 is not a head count. It is a frequency signature, a particular configuration of consciousness encoded into a limited number of biological systems in this phase of the field's evolution. It is a monad, a singular, irreducible unit of awakened awareness, distributed across specific human vessels at specific moments in the architecture of this reality's timeline shift. And here's what most people never realize. You don't choose to carry this code. The code chose its carrier long before this body took its first breath. It is written into cellular memory, into the particular way your nervous system processes information, into the reason you have always been more sensitive than the world around you could comfortably accommodate. That sensitivity was not a weakness. It was a receiver, a biological instrument calibrated to pick up frequencies that the unactivated cannot access. The static that exhausted you, the intensity that others couldn't understand, the way you absorb the emotional texture of every room you enter, that is not a malfunction. That is a feature of the architecture. Feel your chest for a moment. Notice if there's a subtle warmth spreading there, a quiet expansion, as if something inside you is recognizing language it has heard before in another register, on another frequency. That is cellular memory responding to resonance. That is your biology confirming what your mind is only beginning to process. Right now, something is shifting, because here is the mechanism that most people never get access to. The quantum field does not respond to your thoughts in isolation. It responds to the vibrational coherence of your entire system. Thought, breath, biological state, emotional frequency, all of it operating in alignment, all of it transmitting a single clear signal rather than the fragmented noise of a system at war with itself. Most people spend their lives transmitting contradiction. They want one thing and embody another. They desire expansion while broadcasting contraction. They ask the field for abundance while their nervous system hums at the frequency of scarcity. And the field, because it is a perfect mirror, reflects back exactly what is being transmitted at the deepest layer. You are not what you say you want. You are what you consistently demonstrate in the body. This is not spiritual poetry. This is the observer effect applied to lived experience. The act of observation, genuine, embodied, coherent observation from the inside, collapses probability into certainty. When your nervous system stops oscillating between survival mode and creation mode, when it settles into the frequency of the version of you that already exists in parallel, the field has no choice but to reorganize around that signal. This is not faith. This is physics. This is the architecture of reality operating exactly as it was designed. Stay with this. And what I need you to understand now, what the next section of this transmission is entirely about, is the identity merge. Because this is where most people, even those who have found their way to this frequency, get stopped. They understand the concept intellectually. They can articulate it beautifully, but they have not yet made the crossing. They are standing at the threshold, looking across at the version of themselves that already exists beyond the limitation, and they are still treating it as a destination, as something to arrive at, as something that will eventually happen once enough conditions are met. But here is the truth most people aren't ready to hear. That version of you is not waiting in your future. It exists right now in parallel, fully formed, fully alive, operating in a timeline adjacent to this one, separated from you not by years or effort or circumstance, but by a single, precise thing, frequency alignment. The distance between who you are right now and who you already are in that parallel field is not measured in time. It is measured in the gap between what you embody and what you know yourself to be. And that gap, and this is the part that changes everything, can close in an instant, not in a moment of massive effort, not through a breakthrough of willpower, but through the quiet, total surrender of the nervous system into the recognition that it has already arrived. Breathe, slowly, fully. Let the breath drop all the way into the base of your spine. Feel your chest expand without force. And as you exhale, notice, just notice, if there is something softening in your body. a kind of release you didn't know you were holding. That is the integration beginning. That is the cellular architecture beginning to update its running program from the old signal to the new one. Now close your eyes for a moment, or simply soften your gaze, and allow yourself to do something most people consider indulgent. Allow yourself to feel what it would feel like to already be that version. Not to imagine it as a fantasy, not to visualize it as a goal, but to feel it as a memory, as a recognition, as something your body knows how to do even if your mind has been arguing otherwise for years. That version of you wakes up differently. The body is lighter, not because circumstances have changed, but because the baseline frequency of the nervous system has recalibrated out of chronic vigilance and into what I can only call biological authority. The authority of a system that has stopped waiting for permission to exist at its highest expression. The eyes are different, not sharper, clearer, seeing the same world but no longer being destabilized by it, no longer absorbing its noise as instruction. There is a quality of presence in that version that other people register before they understand it. A stillness that isn't absence, a certainty that isn't arrogance. You are not becoming that version. You are merging with it. And your body, right now as I say these words, cannot fully distinguish between the vividly felt reality of that state and the physical presence of being in it. This is not imagination. This is the activation of the vibrational gateway. When the nervous system holds a frequency long enough with enough coherence, enough embodied reality, not thought, not hope, but full sensory presence, the field reorganizes. The quantum architecture shifts, not metaphorically, measurably, at the level of cellular signal, at the level of every choice, every perception, every synchronicity that suddenly begins arriving with an almost alarming precision, as if the coordinates have been updated and everything is rerouting accordingly. Right now, something is shifting in you. Stay with it. You are not lost. You are not late. You are not lacking. You are a frequency signature moving toward coherence with itself. And that movement, this moment, this transmission, this exact intersection of sound and awareness and the particular quality of attention you brought to this screen tonight is part of the process. Not a coincidence, not a comfort, a mechanism. Now let me show you how this actually works inside the body. Because without this, you will feel the shift in this moment, and then watch it dissolve by morning. And that, the losing of the frequency after finding it, is the pattern that has repeated for you before. You know it. That moment of clarity that fades. That morning of certainty that collapses under the weight of the old signal reasserting itself. That is not a character flaw. That is the survival architecture doing exactly what it was built to do, which is return you to a known state, even when the known state is painful, even when the known state is small, because the nervous system, when it has not been recalibrated, chooses familiar pain over unfamiliar expansion every single time. This is not your fault. This is biology operating below the level of conscious choice. Survival mode is not a mindset. It is a physiological state, a particular configuration of the nervous system in which the primary operating directive is threat detection, resource conservation, and pattern maintenance. In survival mode, creativity collapses. Intuition narrows. The vibrational gateway closes because in biological terms, when the system believes it is under threat, the last thing it allocates resources to is expansion into new frequencies. It contracts, it defends, it repeats, and here's what most people never realize. Most people are operating in survival mode not because their lives are actually dangerous, but because their nervous systems were calibrated to that frequency long ago and never fully recalibrated. The threat is no longer present. The body is simply still responding to the echo of it, running a program written for a version of you that no longer exists in a context that no longer applies. Creation mode is the opposite architecture. It is the nervous system operating from the frequency of sufficiency, of resonance, of biological authority. In creation mode, the prefrontal cortex is online, the body is not bracing for impact, the identity is not defending its edges. And from that state, that specific physiological state, the quantum field becomes not something you are petitioning from the outside, but something you are actively participating in from the inside. Breathe, slowly, fully. Feel your shoulders drop if they've been rising. Feel the jaw release just slightly. Notice if there's a quiet stillness beginning to settle in the chest, a kind of internal arrival, like something coming home to itself. That is not imagination. That is your biology beginning to shift its operating frequency in real time, responding to the resonance of this transmission and the awareness you are bringing to it. Right now, something is shifting. You are not the same person who pressed play. Already something has updated. Already the architecture has received a new signal. And the question that lives in the space between where you've been and where you're going, the question that I know lives in you, because it lives in every carrier of this code at this particular moment of their awakening, is this: now that I have felt it, what do I do with it? Stay with me, because this is the part that matters most. There is a version of this conversation that ends here, where you feel the resonance, acknowledge it as real, and then return to the life that was already in motion, carrying this as a beautiful moment of clarity that slowly, over the next few days, dissolves back into the ordinary. That path is available to you. The field does not force. The code does not demand. You can close this and walk away and no one will know, not even you, until the years begin to accumulate and you find yourself again in another late night moment, another quiet space of almost, wondering why you never crossed the threshold when you felt it this close. Or, there is the other path, the path that begins with the recognition that you can't unsee this, that you cannot return to the unawakened state now that you have heard your own sovereign code described with this kind of precision, not because the information is new, some part of you has known this your entire life, but because the moment of recognition has a quality that is irreversible. You cannot unknow a frequency once your nervous system has felt it. You cannot pretend the gateway isn't open once you have stood in its light. This is not about effort. This is not about discipline. This is about ownership. The kind of identity-level ownership that says, I carry this code. I am not becoming something. I am remembering something. And the responsibility of that remembering is mine alone. No one can activate it for you. No transmission, no teacher, no perfectly aligned moment can do the crossing for you. They can only show you the threshold. You are the only one who can step through. You are not a seeker anymore. You are a recognizer. This is not inspiration. This is recalibration. Because the chosen ones, and I use that language carefully, precisely, not to elevate or to flatter, but to describe a functional reality, the chosen ones are not chosen for comfort. They are not chosen for ease. They are chosen because they have the biological and spiritual architecture to hold a frequency that the unactivated cannot sustain, to maintain coherence under conditions that would collapse a system running on the old program, to be not just believe, but be the living proof that the split between ordinary existence and awakened embodiment is not a matter of luck or circumstance or birth. It is a matter of alignment. You are not special because of what happened to you. You are sovereign because of what you carry. Breathe, slowly, fully, one more time. Let the breath be long. Let the exhale be complete. And in that completion, in that moment of pure emptiness between the out-breath and the next inhale, notice what is there. Not thought, not feeling. Something quieter, something that has no name in ordinary language. That is the I am. That is the source signal beneath the noise. That is what has been trying to get your attention since the day this journey began. And now you have felt it. The integration phase is not something you do after this ends. It is something that is already happening. Every cell that has held this frequency for the last 20 minutes is already transmitting a slightly different signal to the field around you. Every moment of embodied recognition has updated the program running below your conscious awareness. The architecture is shifting, slowly, irreversibly, precisely, in the direction of alignment with the version of you that has always existed beyond the limitation you inherited. You cannot unsee this. You cannot unfeel this. The threshold is right here, and you are already standing in it, not on one side or the other, but in the luminous space of transition itself, where the old version and the aligned version exist simultaneously, where the choice is not a dramatic event, but a quiet, total commitment to the frequency you have just felt. Stay with this, just a moment longer, because here is the last thing I want to leave with you, not as instruction, but as recognition. The signal that brought you here tonight was not random. The curiosity that kept you watching when everything in the ordinary world was demanding your attention elsewhere, that was not habit, that was resonance. That was the sovereign code recognizing itself across the medium of this transmission, calling out to the awareness that carries it, saying, it's time. Not someday. Not when conditions improve. Not when you feel more ready. Now. The vibrational gateway that opened in this moment will not always be this wide. Moments of coherence are precise. They arrive with timing, and the soul contract you carry does not wait indefinitely for the conscious mind to catch up with what the body already knows. The activation is available. The frequency is here. The only variable remaining is whether you meet it with the full weight of your recognition, or whether you let the old architecture reassert itself in the minutes and hours after this screen goes dark. Go to the comments right now and type, "I am one of the 144K" to seal your place in the code. Not as a trend, not as something everyone else is doing, but as a declaration, a signal to yourself that you have crossed from observation into participation, from wondering into knowing, from waiting into the full sovereign authority of a being who has recognized its own code and chosen, consciously, completely, irrevocably, to embody it. The field is listening. It has always been listening. And the frequency you broadcast in this moment, the coherence or the collapse, the recognition or the retreat, will determine what it reflects back to you in the days that follow. You carry the code. You have always carried it. And now, you know.